This is the early morning of the 7th of August 2024. Article on Fox, written by Audrey Conklin, Conklin, published on the 7th. Title: Violent Venezuelan Prison Gang Infiltrating U.S., Becoming More Organized and Brazen. MS-13 on steroids. If you haven't got one of these, you might want to get one. This is totally out of control. Venezuela is not accepting Tren de Aragua members back into the country once they leave. Well, you know what we need to do? We need to get like another Devil's Island and send them over there. This clip plays for 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Biden's border crisis. So let's have a listen.
Border Patrol agents are warning about migrants linked to international gangs crossing the southern border. And right now you're taking a live look at El Paso, Texas, where you can see groups of dozens, potentially about 100 migrants who have crossed the border illegally, waiting to be processed by Border Patrol. The latest numbers show more than 270 gang affiliate apprehensions just since October. And experts say migrant gang members are infiltrating communities pretty much all across the country. Dana Marie McNichol is live in El Paso, Texas with more today. Dana Marie, we're looking at the drone. It looks like you guys have a pretty busy day out there.
That's right. We're seeing some of that activity, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But first, Bill, we know that the chief of Border Patrol now giving out a stark warning about that Venezuelan gang called Tren de Aragua. Now, in terms of what we saw today, about 50 to 100 migrants on the other side of that razor wire on American soil waiting to be processed. I want to highlight some new numbers that we're getting. Just yesterday, the El Paso sector saw over 1,400 encounters, with over 450 of them being from Venezuela, now making it the largest population of people crossing here in El Paso. And earlier this week, a Venezuelan man arrested with tattoos associated to that gang, one of 6 people apprehended from the Tren de Aragua gang, according to U.S. Border Patrol. Now, police have linked the Venezuelan gang to organized crime in places like Texas, Florida, Chicago, and New York City, where men there were involved in a high-profile assault on NYPD officers. And in Georgia, where federal prosecutors there say the brother of the suspected killer of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley has ties to that gang.
Wherever the Venezuelan migrant population has traveled in extensive numbers, Tren de Aragua have also embedded themselves in these populations as well to continue to migrate with them, to take advantage and perhaps explore new criminal economic opportunities elsewhere.
And that expert at UT El Paso says it is unlikely this group will take over territory and compete with well-established gangs in places like New York and Chicago, rather continue to perform petty crimes. He also points out the majority of Venezuelan migrants are fleeing awful and violent circumstances, trying to start a new life, and it's a narrow population looking for criminal activity. As for stopping the Venezuelan gangs from entering the U.S., some U.S. lawmakers actually sent a letter to the Biden administration asking them to make the gang a transnational criminal organization, which would then help the government to restrict their travel here. Bill?
Yep, and the thing about Venezuelans right now is they can't be deported. The Venezuelan government is refusing all repatriation flights from the U.S., so complicates it even further. Dana Marie, nice job out there. We'll get back with you soon.
Well, like I said, they need to get another Devil's Island. They need to ship them off someplace and let them fend for themselves. A violent prison gang called Tren de Aragua, which originated in Aragua, Venezuela, is infiltrating the United States, according to U.S. officials. The Treasury Department in July sanctioned TDA as a transnational criminal organization, saying the gang participates in different kinds of crimes, ranging from human trafficking to kidnapping to extortion, money laundering, and illicit drug trafficking. How about prostitution? You want to bet that's in there too? Posing a deadly criminal threat across the Western Hemisphere. Republican Texas Representative Tony Gonzalez described TDA as an MS-13 on steroids, saying gang members have been coming to the United States for several years now in a phone interview with Fox News Digital. They're extremely aggressive. It's not as if though they're a passive group where they want to quietly go about things, Gonzalez said. They're coming from Venezuela, one of the most war-torn countries over the last decade. So they're battle-hardened in many ways, and they've made this trek from there to here, but they are also becoming more organized and more brazen. Peruvian police in October 2023 captured the alleged leader and 31 other members of a faction of Tren de Aragua, the Venezuelan-born criminal organization. Gonzalez said because of their organization within the United States, TDA members are becoming more difficult to track. They're also difficult to deport because Venezuela is not accepting them back into the country. Well, ship them off to Africa. And just get rid of them. Only 834 Venezuelans were deported in fiscal 2023, according to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Data despite more than 335,000 encounters with Venezuelan migrants at the border this year. The Biden administration started returning illegal immigrants from Venezuela directly to the socialist dictatorship in October 2023 to discourage the flow to the border. Venezuela stopped accepting these flights in January, though after U.S. reimposed economic sanctions, it has previously lifted. They basically released these people and told them, "You're getting a one-way ticket to the United States," Gonzalez said. In a recent example of such violence, TDA members were linked to a June 24 jewelry heist in Denver, Colorado, during which multiple suspects posing as clients suddenly pulled out guns and pistol whipped two women inside the jewelry store, according to Fox 31 in Denver. The Albuquerque Police Department in New Mexico recently shared a bulletin from the Colorado Information Analysis Center with personnel in July warning law enforcement of reports that TDA members in Denver have been given a green light to fire on or to attack law enforcement. I did a video a few days ago. Albuquerque is the most dangerous city in the country, and New Mexico is the most dangerous state in the country. Lake and Riley murder suspect Jose Ibarra's brother, Diego Ibarra, also has ties to the gang, as Fox News previously reported. The Ibarras, along with a third brother, were living in the U.S. illegally after crossing into the country through Texas and eventually making their way to the college town of Athens, Georgia. The gang has been linked to dozens of robberies in all 5 boroughs of New York City, and 2 TDA members were accused of attacking 2 NYPD officers in Times Square in January. Look at these garbage people. Images taken from the federal court filings include Diego Ibarra's alleged fake green card, as well as photos prosecutors say are evidence of his suspect ties to the violent Tren de Aragua gang from Venezuela. He's got a fake green card. Lots of people are feeling the economic persecution, and they're looking for opportunities, Gonzalez said, but embedded in those people are lots of criminals who want to cause you harm and don't think for a second that the harm won't happen to you because wherever you live or because you've never met someone from Venezuela before, it doesn't matter. Homeland Security Investigations has a national gang unit that works with federal, state, and local and international law enforcement partners to identify violent street gangs and arrest, prosecute, detain, or remove transnational members, according to the ICE. The agency also provides support to enhance gang investigations for HSI field offices across the nation and overseas. Homeland Security Investigations is committed to investigating, disrupting, and dismantling transnational gangs and prioritizes work and combat emerging threats related to them, an ICE spokesman told Fox News Digital. HSI is aware of recent violent crime and arrests involving individuals allegedly associated with the Tren de Aragua gang and continues to assess emerging trends and assist partner law enforcement agencies. Illegal immigrants associated with gang activity in their home countries and identified during regular immigration enforcement duties are prioritized for arrest, detention, and removal. The FBI has warned that TDA members could team up with more infamous MS-13 as it looks to expand within U.S. borders. TDA leverages its transnational network to traffic people, especially migrant women and girls, across borders for sex trafficking and debt bondage, the Treasury said in a July press release. When victims seek to escape this exploitation, Tren de Aragua members often kill them and publicize their deaths as threats to others. Anyone with information related to gang activity may submit anonymous reports to ICE by calling HSI tip line at 877-4-HSI-TIP. Like I said, create another Devil's Island. Get him the hell out of here. That's just sort of what I think. I'll attach the link. Look at it, pass it along, and stay safe.